Hey, it's my turn.
Yes, he's a comedian.
Oh, he's
Very,
a comedian.
very important.
Do you star in these movies, or would you be more of a character actor?
Character actor.
Sometime star,
Really?
but didn't say movies.
Oh.
Oh. Are you Dean Martin?
Jeez.
No.
I'm totally led astray here. I don't know where to go now.
No, it's not Dean Martin, but you're sort of in the right era.
Yeah, I could tell. This is a very
All
important
right,
man in
is it
show
Buddy
business.
Hackett?
Yes.
Really? Oh, you saw him. I knew it.
Is it really Buddy Hackett?
Yeah, it is. Oh, you saw him out there. How could, you mean you ran into the guy and you don't know what he looks like?
I didn't see anybody.
Can I talk regular now?
Isn't that how you talk?
Hurts my throat.
Hey, Buddy Hackett, big star.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So when I tell you about acting, because, you know,
Is that your real voice now?
there are just very few places where you're important as a comedian in nightclubs, cafes, the gaming business. Look, I could go be in Las Vegas and Atlantic City and make a fortune, and then I go someplace and people say, don't you work anymore? Because they haven't seen me on Johnny Carson for a year and a half. So they said,
We haven't seen Johnny on
Johnny
Johnny
hasn't
Carson.
been on in a year and a half.
Yeah, Johnny loved you, man.
Johnny hasn't been on? Oh, God, I thought he didn't like me anymore.
Johnny, you were like one of Johnny's best guests.
Yeah,
And Johnny loves you.
yeah, and I love him.
Really?
Yeah.
Be honest for one. Wait a second. Wait, I know in show business,
You
Buddy
always
Hackett.
say that, be honest.
No,
but I'm-
no, you
I
have been-
never lie.
You have been in show business your whole life, right? Like you're one of those guys who's been like,
Yeah,
I don't remember him not being in show business.
Yeah,
Right.
I've been in show business since 10 or 11 years old.
you've done it all. I mean, you're a success. You're a superstar, right?
I was the band boy for the Donald O'Connor family.
Isn't Buddy Hackett a superstar? Yes.
No.
Would you say yes?
No.
Aren't you
say
as
yes,
big? You're as big
yes.
as Jerry Lewis or any of these
No.
guys. Yes, you are. You're as
No.
well known as them.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll qualify it.
I'll throw you right out of here if you don't agree with me. You're a superstar.
You're going to need help.
You're a superstar.
Let me explain to you.
All right.
You walk down the street in any country in Europe.
I
with-
can. I'm
with
mobbed.
Jerry Lewis.
Right.
They know who he is.
Okay. Do you walk down the street with Jerry Lewis?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you
He's
actually
never
done
actually
that.
done it.
But if you walk down, if I can walk down some places they know me. In
Right.
fact, one time I showed up in Hong Kong and Love Bug was playing. It's 2:00 in the morning. You know, you fly all night and stand behind the desk. My wife said, "Look how they're whispering." I said, "Maybe they don't have a reservation. We're going to be, it's 2 in the morning." She said, "I think they know you." I said, "How do they know me in Hong Kong, for
Right.
heaven's sake? I only ordered takeout." So them guys are whispering. And the next day, the Love Bug was plastered all over town. So
They knew
at
you.
that moment, they
So you're
knew.
well known. Come on, you were in a whole
Wait.
bunch of like buddy movies and
2
stuff.
months later, you're not going to know who it is.
Oh yeah. Well, you're
But
pretty
Mickey
big.
Mickey Rooney's a superstar.
Yeah, Mickey Rooney's real
All
well
over the world. Anywhere. You go into Fiji.
Well, you're a
they
big
pull a
star.
guy out of the water, and it's not Mickey Rooney, they put him back.
No, you're a big star. Don't put yourself down, for
I'm
God's
not
sake.
putting myself
So
down.
weren't you in like in the Rat Pack or something? With
No,
Sinatra
no.
and Joey Bishop and stuff?
I had the Hack Pack.
You had the Hack Pack?
Yeah.
No, you were in with those guys. You're in with like
Yeah.
Sinatra and those guys.
Well, I was for a little while, just with Frank.
Buddy Hackett's
Then
like...
when he picked up them other guys,
Yeah.
I said, it's too
No.
crowded.
You've got like some major friends. And you look good too. I mean, you lost weight or something, right?
No, this is me.
This is you?
Yeah, I weigh
You
about,
look a lot younger in person.
I'm 70.
Are you really?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I
in pretty
would
good
never
shape.
guess that.
Yeah. Next week,
And you don't watch what you eat or anything, right?
Sure, I
Oh,
watch
you do?
it. Yeah, if you don't watch it,
You
you'll
never
hit
had a-
yourself in the eye with it.
So you mean you're such good friends with Johnny Carson? Because I tell you something, I interviewed Don Rickles like about a year ago. He looks 150.
Really?
Yeah, and I bet you he's younger than you.
He's 64.
Yeah, and he looks twice your age. He looks 140.
I don't think he does a lot of exercise.
No, why do you look so good and Rickles looks like he's dying?
I do exercise every day.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, I go to dojo 1 hour a day.
You do karate.
Do karate and all the martial arts.
Really?
1 hour.
Buddy Hackett does the martial arts?
Yeah.
But he had
How
a
about-
kickboxer.
Are you a kickboxer?
Well, I only can kick below the waist now. I can't get up to the chin or head.
Are you serious? Are you a black belt in Taekwondo?
I don't have any belt, and I
No.
never did Taekwondo.
What do you do?
Karate and little bit of kung fu, just starting that.
Kung
now.
Fu?
Yeah.
You're starting that at 70.
I started. No, I've been doing it since. I'm 24 years old.
Really?
Really?
So you
don't
could kick
mess with
ass.
him.
Jiu-jitsu.
I bet you I could take you out.
Jiu-jitsu, huh?
You do?
Yeah, I could probably, I'd kick you in the knees and break your legs. I have very long legs. I'd probably be able to kick your ass.
You really think you could, huh?
You know what's amazing about you? Here you can do jujitsu, kung fu, and Rickles, he can't even play checkers.
Yeah.
Right? Look how good a shape you're in.
And I ski almost all winter long.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, because you got a bit of a belly, but that's muscle, right?
But no,
it's not.
belly.
It's a belly.
That's genuine belly.
That's a genuine belly?
I started to ski 48 years ago.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know this about. I didn't know you were such an athlete.
Well, I'm not an athlete. I just try to stay alive. You know?
And you still have sex?
No, I don't have sex.
Really?
Yeah, it
Seriously?
interferes with. I can't give up those 6-7 minutes a day.
No, you still have a wife, right?
Of course,
You're married, man. Same woman all the whole time.
38. Well, we were separated for a little while, but
You
we're
were
back
because
together.
you got so famous that you needed to cheat, right? You needed to have sex with other women.
I did not do that.
Why did you separate then? Tell the truth. Because you wanted to have sex with other girls.
I'll tell the truth. One day she said to me,
Go ahead.
she was going through that time of life, I guess, that women go through, and she said, I need space.
Oh, she said to you, I need space.
And I said to her, okay, I'll book you on a shuttle. And she said I was unsympathetic to her feeling.
Yeah.
Now, we were very close. In fact, there was one point where we almost thought there might be divorce, but I still wanted to keep it together.
Right. Why? Why, though? Why, if it's so much work, do you try to keep it together? Seriously.
Because having lived a long time and not being a stupid person,
right,
you understand that if you take a marriage and you don't do it right, you're going to continue to do it wrong no matter with that person or another person or the next person. If you leave a marriage...
But wait a second. Hold it a second.
Do I get to finish?
No, because, wait a second. I got to get to the bottom.
He's going in the wrong direction.
He's going in the wrong direction. That doesn't sound like reality. You are a very famous, wealthy man. You're a multimillionaire, are you not? You don't need to work at Westbury Music. You're doing Westbury Music Fair. You're doing it because it keeps you in, just keeps your interest. You like it.
I'm doing it the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of September.
The 3rd, the 4th, and 5th, you will be at Westbury. I will come see you.
Good.
Because I would like to see. I have never seen you. I hear you're one of the funniest stand-up comics ever that worked a live situation. Is that true? Would you say that's true?
I would say that I am the first 5.
Of the top 5 guys.
I'm the first 5, and then the second best is 6th.
Right. And so you are very, very funny.
He's the first 5 names.
He is. No, he's a very fun. I have heard
my son
that you're
is on the show with me, too. He's a good comedian, too.
Is he?
Yes.
Because I always thought that you just put your son in because you felt bad for him. And
he's got his own club.
Yeah, but he is going to inherit all your money one day. And
I think he has enough of his own.
Does he really?
Oh, sure.
How does he have so much money?
Because he grew up in Las Vegas, and when I was saying, I'm not going to buy land now, it's too expensive. That's because I remember when 5 acres were $160, and my attorney in New York said to me, who buys land in the middle of the desert, which is now where the Hilton is standing?
Your son did that? He bought land?
Yeah, he was a youngster. He didn't think it was too expensive.
So he bought?
He bought and bought. With
so your son is a very wealthy man on his own?
On his own, yes.
Wow.
Jesus.
Not only that, as he was doing it, he put his 2 sisters into it, too.
Is that right?
Yes.
So he's a multimillionaire without you.
Okay, so let's talk about my success and richness.
Yes.
The fact that those 3 children work together and take care of each other is my wealth.
It is.
Yeah, you never hear about them the way you hear about some of these other celebrity children.
Who's better, your son or Frank Jr.?
My son is funnier, and Frank Jr. sings better.
He does. All right. Yes. So, okay, let us continue now. It interests me. It always interests me. Here you are, a superstar at a young age. You're married. What age did you get married?
I was not quite. I was going to be 31, I think. Well, I was going to be 31.
So the woman you married already, you married her when you were famous?
Pretty much.
Yeah, so she was a supermodel, I suppose, or a showgirl?
No. She
was
19 years old and working as a dance teacher.
19 years old.
She was a dance teacher at the Concord Hotel.
Oh, Jerry Seinfeld, it seems like he's right on track then.
Well, Jerry's 40, though.
Oh, Jerry's 40 and she was 17. All right. But anyway, you're saying to me, at 31 years of age, you were quite the bachelor. You were a wealthy man. You were well-made.
I wasn't wealthy.
You probably went through your slew of beauty.
You probably had a lot of women.
Yes.
I never did.
Oh, yes,
a lot of women. No.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just didn't have the confidence in that direction.
Really?
And I made up for it on stage by putting everything into what I do.
I see. So you were directed in that. So you meet this beautiful 19-year-old.
I was
and
a virgin until I was almost 23 years old.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
I wouldn't brag about that.
Well, who finally
How would you
won
know? You never tried it.
And I bet you at 23 you got laid in every corner of the Concord Hotel, didn't
no,
you? Right.
No, I was on, I met one girl and stayed with her for a year.
Hold it a second.
Yeah.
Now stop the presses. At 23 years old, you're a virgin. You're in show business, you become a big success.
I was not yet. At 23, I was no longer virgin, but somewhere between 22 and 23, I had my first contact.
And that contact came about because you were a big star.
No, I was just scuffling at that time.
You were?
Sure.
I see. Now, when you become a big star, you go through the showgirls and all that stage.
I don't know those people.
You've never done any of that.
No.
You've never gotten into that. You've always kept your feet planted firmly on the ground?
Look.
Is that what you expect me to believe?
I didn't say I wouldn't like to do it. I would have loved to have done it.
Right. But you never did it.
I thought you had to be Steve Stunning to do stuff like that.
Gotcha.
I didn't have the confidence in myself. I was embarrassed to get naked with somebody.
Why? Your small penis?
Oh. I don't know. I don't go around measuring them.
All right. Take it easy. Just trying to learn more about Buddy Hackett. Trying to do the interview Johnny never did. Carson, I don't know. I don't get it.
You don't get what?
Carson. You go over his house? You hang with him?
I don't go to his house only for one reason.
Why? He doesn't invite you.
He smokes.
Oh, really?
And I don't go anywhere where there's smoke. I don't go to restaurants where there's smoke. I don't go...
Look at this, standing ovation.
There was no smoking.
How do you work in nightclubs?
I'm about to go into that, my dear. I anticipate your question.
Right. Can I fart in here, or should I not?
As soon as, only if somebody smokes.
Okay, go ahead.
So, when I was a young fella and I just started to make it good...
Yes.
Then I said, I don't want any smoke in the front of the room near me. I didn't know how bad side smoke was. In fact, when I used to go for physical, doctor said, if you don't quit smoking, you're going to die. I said, I don't smoke.
Yeah.
But we didn't know where I was getting the smoke working in the saloons, right?
You mean your lungs were actually becoming affected by this secondary smoke?
Yeah. So now I had a contract with Sahara Hotel in Las Vegas, where I worked 23 years. And I built a system in about 15 feet back from the stage.
Yeah. Fans.
No, blowing gentle air back to the back of the room. Then I had pickups taking it back up out. And Mr. Webb did that for me. Mr. Webb, I loved him like a second father.
Mr. Webb is the guy who owned the hotel?
Yeah, Joe Webb. What a guy.
Was he gone?
He died, and, I thought he was going to leave me a part of the hotel because I was the executive vice president of the hotel.
He didn't leave you a thing.
He did. He left me a half interest in a movie business, and he left me half interest in Linda Carter's contract. He had a personal contract with Linda Carter.
Really?
But he had a partner named...
Boy, you're into everything.
Pat Rooney.
Linda Carter.
You own Linda Carter.
No, I didn't. Let me tell you what happened.
Yeah. Wonder Woman.
Pat Rooney was his partner. And
Right.
Pat Rooney now works for Jerry Buss in the Forum in L.A. Pat Rooney came to me and said, what do you want to do? I said... Don't want to know about it. Don't tell me about what it's worth or anything. I'm only interested in the hotel, and I'm not in the hotel. So I signed over whatever he gave me. I signed it. So Pat Rooney owned it all because he was Del Webb's partner.
Right.
He used to do the work. Del had put up the money. I didn't think I should come along. Also, being an actor.
Right.
I didn't want to own another actor, another person.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you an agent story while we're at it.
Right.
You want to hear it?
Okay.
An agent... Quote, your listeners might not like it, but you're going to like it.
Screw them.
I don't know them.
All right.
And,
yeah, so you,
So an agent calls the actor and says, what do you do in Chicago? The mafia's after you. They got a hit on you. They're going to kill you. But that's not what I'm calling about.
They like that story. All right, listen, Buddy Hackett is here. Now, I'm fascinated when I meet someone like Buddy Hackett because he knows everybody. And he can tell us who's a skunk.
And he's been around all those people for a long, long time.
Yeah, and he's hung with Johnny Carson.
And he survived. See, a lot of people get ground up in that mill.
Have you been to Frank Sinatra's compound?
No, I haven't.
Really?
They all smoke there. I've been invited. But I'll tell you how one day I come home and my wife said, Sinatra sent you a painting.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent a note. And I used to call him Bones when we were younger.
Right.
I would walk in, and from across the room, could be a nightclub, anything, I'd yell, Bones!
Yeah.
And he'd just fall over laughing. And this is back in 52.
Did you ever see guys picking up Frank Sinatra's underpants and stuff like Jilly? Didn't he have to pick
I never saw anything like that.
No?
Every time
Did he have guys who picked up his own underpants?
Anytime I've been with Sinatra, we've been in someplace public and lovely.
Really?
and we drank and laughed, and I never saw any incident that was bad.
And Carson, you got along with. You like him.
I love him. I love him. I love him.
I don't know, man. I don't dig him.
I don't know that he really loves him. He loves him because
you love him because no. You know why you don't love him? I'll tell you why you don't love him.
Why?
Any guy who would sit in judgment of comedians the way he does, you don't really love him. You love what he did for your career.
He doesn't sit in judgment of comedians.
Really?
There was a guy who worked for that organization who did.
Right.
He made the judgment. He would go and see these young fellas. And you know, I've heard rumor that if he had been drinking a bit that night, he gave a kid a bad report for no reason.
Really?
Except his own feelings. Just like many of the critics who sit on the aisle of a Broadway show and close it in one night because they had a bad dinner or something.
Did you ever get drunk with Carson? Did you guys ever, in his drinking
did
days?
we ever?
Yeah?
You know, Danny's Stradella's place used to be on 41st and 3rd.
Yes.
One night, me and him and Ed were in there.
Ed could put him away, couldn't
And
he?
the three of us drinking pretty good, you know?
Right.
And then we start dancing with women in the place.
Right.
Of course, there's no band and no music. We just
dancing.
And then the next day, Stradella called me, and I understand he called John and Ed, and he said, any two of you can come here anytime, but no three of you together. And one night in there with...
So you like Ed, too?
I love Ed.
Oh, come on. Ed, no, you're not going to tell me Ed has talent, are you?
For drinking.
For drinking. Does Ed have talent?
I'll tell you what.
No, come on. Be honest.
I'm being honest. I am only honest.
Really?
I never lie.
You strike me as someone who's very honest.
Very honest.
Go ahead.
Ed can sell a product. I guess the last guy that could sell a product that good and make people want to buy it just because he's there. His honesty.
Arthur Godfrey.
Arthur Godfrey. I worked with Godfrey on a radio show very similar to this. I did every morning for 3 years.
Really?
Yep.
Who's better, me or Arthur Godfrey?
Godfrey.
Wrong.
Does he listen to this show?
You ever listen to this show?
Sure, I listen
you do?
to the show, and I watch you on you do your interview.
And Godfrey was better than me?
Oh, ultimately much better.
Really?
Yeah, because he never acted like it was important.
Oh, you mean, why? I act like this is important?
Yeah.
I do? Well, it is important to me. I'm ultimately honest.
Godfrey was lying.
But sometimes you let that import override. See, your talent has not yet come to life.
It hasn't?
You got a long way to go.
Really?
Well, how
as
many
high
more
as you
years?
are now,
right?
You'll only get better.
Really?
Because every 6 months, follow me. Does this ever happen to you? Because it still happens to me.
Go ahead.
6 months from now, I'll be on stage somewhere saying, boy, I think I found it now. How did I have nerve to be up on stage 6 months ago? And this is after 50 years.
Right. It's a constant search. And you always feel you're getting better.
I don't really have that strength that I used to. Although now when I work at the Desert Inn. See,
Can't believe Arthur Godfrey you think was better than me. I think I'm so much better than Arthur Godfrey.
Do you really know Arthur Godfrey?
No, but I don't play that damn ukulele, I'll tell you that. But don't forget, Buddy Hackett worked with the guy.
Yeah,
if he
so
worked alongside me, he would see my true genius.
Sure.
He would see my full verve.
And when he says your talent hasn't even blossomed yet.
Right.
Wow.
I said, how many more years do you think it'll take?
And I'm so friggin' talented already.
he'll know.
He'll know.
Yeah.
I am so friggin' talented already. Do you know what it's going to be like in 10 years when I'm even more talented, Robin?
Okay.
If I increase every 6 months.
Ooh.
Howard, do you hear what you're saying about yourself?
Yes.
When you stop saying that,
Right.
and the people around you say it,
Yes.
you'll start to know what it means.
God, that's never going to
He's
happen.
never going to get Jackie and Fred to say that.
With all the talent, what Mr. Hackett is saying is, Robin, and I think I believe him, that I am growing in my talent so rapidly that eventually I'll explode because I'm so talented. Isn't that true?
You know, you always ask people, is it true? And you tell them their emotional feeling.
Right.
But I get a feeling from you that you don't slow up for a moment because you might be afraid to discover maybe people don't love you. But I'm going to tell you,
That's
a lot
true.
of people do love you.
They do?
And
Do you love me, Mr. Hackett?
I don't know you that well.
I think you are in love
But,
with me.
you know, I'll tell you something.
I finally found a psychiatrist.
At the
You don't
moment,
need to make that.
Yeah, go ahead. You understand me.
at the moment,
Yes.
I'm starting to like this personal thing we have. I am so happy I came here today.
I am happy to have you. There's a kismet between us, and I had no idea.
A kismet, a fate.
No, I'm just saying there's a certain energy between us.
A certain chemistry is what he means.
Yeah.
You're not a homosexual, are you? Because I'm not.
I don't know if
Right.
I am or not.
Have you ever had homosexual experience?
No, I
Never.
haven't. No.
Never looked at a guy naked in the shower and said, maybe
I
it's for
looked
me?
at him naked in the shower.
Yes.
but I don't know what for. You know?
Right. You look at them, but you don't have any
If you stand
feeling.
in the shower with your eyes closed, you bump into stuff.
That's
you know?
right. You have to look.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, Buddy Hackett is here. I have learned a lot. Can you have a few more minutes with us?
Yeah, but I also am going to be in Atlantic City, I want to tell
Well, I'm
you.
going to do the plugs right now. First, I'm going to start with Westbury Music Fair.
Yeah, because I think Atlantic City may be sold out because people are starting to call me, friends are starting to call me to get them in. So
When is that going to be, Atlantic City?
next Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So in other words, people go there, gamble a little bit, see you. Now, where will you be appearing in Atlantic City?
Caesars.
Oh, Caesars.
Yeah.
You have a certain relationship with Caesars.
Well, that goes back to my wife and I's separation.
Really? Well, wait a second. Hold the thought about the separation. I want to ask you about your wife's separation. I want to find out how many girls you had sex with during the separation. Don't give me the answer yet.
2.
Buddy Hackett, you did have sex with 2? All right, I want to ask you about that. I'm curious.
And, you know, and it wasn't, we were apart 3.5 years, and it might have been the same girl because there was a big separation between us.
All right, wait a second. I want to ask you about that. Buddy Hackett is here September 3rd, 4th, and 5th. September 3rd, 4th, and 5th, he'll be at Westbury Music Fair.
Okay.
A chance to see this legend in the round.
I am around, yes.
No,
And-
to see you, I didn't mean
my-
about your weight. I'm talking
my
about
son Sandy, too, is going to be with me.
Sandy Hackett, of course.
Yeah.
It's always good to see the son do that.
Sure, I'd like to see that.
I like to see if he has any talent, because I think in a way...
Okay, can I tell you one thing about
Yes.
Sandy now?
Okay, go
All
ahead.
right. Sheriff Sherman Block, Los Angeles,
Yeah.
asked me to do the Southern California Police Association luncheon, which I've done.
I hope you told him to screw off. What, are you working for
I
free
told
now?
him several.
Yes.
I've done it several times.
Of course.
So I couldn't make it. So he said, "Who do you recommend?" So I recommended a few comedians. He said, "No." I said, "Well, you want to try a young guy? You want to try my son, and maybe you bring 2 of his young friends. So you have 3 young guys instead of one of us old guys who can hardly walk in anyway."
Right.
He said, yeah, all right. So I call him, and Sandy says, I'll do it alone. I said, alone? You sure?
Right.
He, yeah. Now I was away. I come back, and I'm on the phone. I call the sheriff, and he's in Sacramento. And I want to find out how the kid did, you know, if I should drive my car or take a cab, you know.
Right.
So now the undersheriff gets on and says, hey, that kid of yours, he's really something. You know, we hardly missed you.
Really?
I said, that's what I said. Really? He said, yeah. I said, are you kidding me? He said, no. He said, wait, Linda. Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Linda wants to talk to us. So Linda
Yeah.
is the sheriff's, she's a sergeant, deputy, but she's his aide. And Linda said, boy, your son is better than you.
Really?
Because there's no age difference between them. And you see, there's a big age difference.
So did you go home and kick him in the nuts?
No.
No?
He's been taking karate longer than
Oh,
I have.
really? So your son isn't upset like Gary Lewis, Jerry's kid.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
all right, very good. All right. That's right. All right, let's take a break.
All right.
Buddy Hackett is here. This is a real honor. How many times does a Howard Stern get to meet a Buddy Hackett?
Let your wall down, and you'll meet everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the... Oh, well, that sounds like more psychiatric stuff.
It's not. It's an observance of life that an old man looks back.
By the
on.
way, Uncle Milty loves me, just so you know that. Okay, all right. So,
I don't like Uncle Milty.
You don't like him?
Really? Well,
You
let's
hate
talk
him, right?
about that.
I don't hate him, no.
What's
I
he,
love-
he's a son of a bitch?
No. Off
what?
stage, he's a nice man.
Yeah.
On
But if
stage?
you ever get on stage or in a movie with him, there's some kind of a tiger comes out or some kind of a uncaring, ensemble acting gives you such pleasure. If you're the kind of person like I am, it just turns you on to see
Play
other
off each
people
other.
do good.
Like myself and Gary Shandling, we played off each other, even though Gary stole one of my lines. We did.
tiger came out of Gary.
I worked Casey Kasem's name into the script, and Gary all of a sudden took it. But Gary Shandling and I had a give and take. We were both genuinely happy to see each other do well. Isn't that true?
You know that.
How would he know if it was true?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm dizzy.
You know,
I'm just trying to get through the morning.
No one has ever stolen a line from Milton Berle.
Really?
Yeah.
And
And no one
he's
has
not
ever-
gracious, you're saying? Not gracious?
What, on stage?
On stage.
Gracious.
No, not gracious.
He'll rip your throat out, but afterward, when it's over,
He loves you.
he don't know he did it.
Ever see his penis?
No, I heard about it.
It's big, right?
I heard that.
Right.
I
Okay.
never saw it.
All right. Just curious. Want to know if you actually saw the thing.
Well, he once asked me in front of a date I had. He said, do you know about my... I said, no. And he says to the girl, did you ever hear about... And she said, no. He said, you never heard about my... And, she said, no. And his wife, at that time, Ruth, said
Right.
to me, does yours get hard? I said, yes.
Mm-hmm.
She says, keep what you've got.
Oh.
Right. Oh, that was good. All right, listen, let's take, that's a good one. Buddy Hackett, we'll be back right after these words. All right, hair. All right, listen, let's do a nice, let's evaluate some comedians. We have Buddy Hackett here. By the way, Buddy Hackett will be at the Westbury Music Fair. I am going to go to this show, Robin. I hope you accompany me.
What night? The 3rd, 4th, or 5th?
Why can't you go?
I won't be in town then.
You going away for Labor Day?
Yeah. Oh, is that the Labor Day weekend?
Yes.
I'll be back.
Well, yeah, why don't we go over and see Buddy Hackett?
Okay.
You going to work dirty? You going to do some dirty jokes?
If it's funny, it's not dirty. If it's dirty, it's not funny.
So that's a yes.
No, that's your interpretation of
All right,
what
so you're
I
going to
do.
use a lot of dirty words, because I've heard
I do
I heard
words
you're very
that are
dirty.
unacceptable in
You're
many
filthy.
places
Yeah.
and acceptable in many other places.
You have filthy, filthy sense of humor,
Not
don't you?
at
You do
all.
too. You talk
Not
about
at-
genitalia, you talk about breasts, you
Yeah.
talk about many things.
None of those things are dirty.
Well, you make them dirty,
And
don't
if
you?
they were dirty,
Yeah. You
God
work
would
very,
make us born without them.
you work very blue. Excuse me, Mr. Hackett. You work very blue.
Depends
that
on what
dirty?
society you're with.
All right, now let's find out who's funny and who
However,
isn't.
I have a sign outside that no children under 40 are allowed in.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, let's do a he's nice or he
I wanna
sucks list.
no, I
Tell me
wanna
who is
talk
good
about-
and who is bad.
I want to tell you about, you talk about hair, reminds me of a joke. If I don't tell the joke, I'll choke to death.
All right, what about hair?
So a gorilla walked into a bar.
Okay.
And the bartender frightened to death and back to the back bar. And the gorilla puts down a $10 bill and says, I'll have a martini. And he look at the gorilla and look at the gorilla and he sidled out the sidebar and and he said to the boss, there's a gorilla at the bar. The boss said, we're not in the best neighborhood here. He said, no, this is like a zoo gorilla with all hair
Right.
and it's his own. So he said, well, what's he doing? He said, he put down a $10 bill, he asked for a martini. He says, well, give him a martini, give him $1 change. He said, $1 change? He said, he's a gorilla. What does he know? He walked out, they made a martini, took the 10, he give him $1 change. The gorilla's sipping a martini. No, bartender, he starts to talk. He says, we don't get too many gorillas coming in here. He said, I'm not surprised at $9 a drink.
Now, let me ask you a question. But you're going to tell dirty jokes on stage at Westbury.
I tell everything that's funny.
All right. Now, so
And
we're
I
going to
don't
do...
make a distinction.
All right, who's funny? Is Alan King funny?
Yes.
Okay,
Very.
is Jerry Lewis funny?
No.
No, he's not, right?
No.
He's not.
No.
Exactly. Finally, somebody's honest. Jerry Lewis is not funny.
But you're asking me
Right.
my opinion.
Right. This is
Okay.
just your
That's
opinion.
what we want.
But
Yeah. Don't qualify it.
I
You-
have to.
No, you don't.
80% of the world thinks he is.
But he's not funny.
Yeah, but I'm not the end result on something. Hey,
Pat Cooper is
why
funny?
don't you? Oh, yeah.
Pat Cooper's funny.
Yeah.
Dean Martin funny?
Yes.
He is.
Oh, he was.
Rodney Dangerfield funny?
Yes.
Okay. Andrew Dice Clay funny?
Yes.
Yes. So I think so too. Sam Kinison was a friend of yours, right?
Yes.
You used to go over his house.
Yes.
Sam told me one time he was having a party. Buddy
I
Hackett
remember
walked
that
in.
He wasn't having a party. It was 11 o'clock in the morning. His doorway, I had to pass his doorway. I went in there and they said, we're having a drink at 11 in the morning.
Right.
Did you have some? I says, yeah, why not? I took his vodka and took a big drink out of the bottle. I said, well, you think you're drinking, but this is water.
Right.
He said, that's not water. I says, it is water. There's half vodka and half water. Someone drank your vodka and put water in there. He says, you think you know so much? I said, wait a minute. I went down to my house, came back with a fresh bottle.
Right.
And poured my vodka into the cap of the bottle. I poured his vodka. I lit mine, and his got approved by the Federal Firefighting Association.
So you mean someone had been watering down Kinison's
They
vodka?
sitting there, and they're acting so drunk, and
Right.
they're not drinking anything. So I said, why don't you guys just sit there and drink that, and I'll just drink my own.
Joan Rivers, funny?
I never saw her stand up in person, but there's a hardness about her that I think if she is funny, it takes, I hear she's very funny
All
standing
right.
up.
So she doesn't do it for
But
you.
when I watch her on television, it's hard for me.
Woody Allen is funny?
Woody was funny stand up for about 10 minutes.
Right.
And then if he stayed on 35 minutes,
It got
he
wearing
lost
on
his
you.
Would have killed you.
But
He couldn't hold the crowd.
do I like his movies very
Yes.
much?
Okay. Jerry Seinfeld funny?
Yes.
Yes. Richard
Jay
Lewis?
Leno?
Richard Lewis, a little frenetic but funny.
Funny. Jay Leno?
Jay Leno's funny.
Funny.
And I know him since he's 17. He used to travel with Como. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We played 9 years together every year for the Children's Hospital in North Carolina.
And Jay Leno has you on?
I was on once.
And Johnny, he doesn't like Jay Leno, does he?
I don't know anything.
Oh, come
about
on.
that.
You know about that.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do. He hasn't been nice to
He would
Jay.
never have come up and
Johnny's not a nice guy. He is not nice to Jay Leno.
I'm going to fight you on that.
No,
Johnny's
you can't.
a wonderful guy.
He's not. Let me tell you why he's not. I'm going to tell you why. This Jay Leno takes over The Tonight Show.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Nice guy. Is there a nicer guy on the planet than Jay Leno? He's like a puppy. You understand?
The sweetest man alive.
Jay Leno.
Yes.
Yes. So he takes over The Tonight Show. Right away, Johnny starts in with the business. He didn't say my name on the first night. So now he's going to punish
Well,
Jay.
wait a minute. Did
Now-
you hear Johnny say that?
No, wait a
Or
second.
some
I'll tell you.
trash paper?
All right, trash paper. So anyway, what happens next? Let's say a trash paper said it. All right? Because I don't know Johnny
So
from
why
home.
do you want to believe that stuff? Johnny just wouldn't do that. He just isn't made that way.
Did you ever see Johnny's wife?
Sure. Alex?
She should be his granddaughter, for God's sake. True?
She's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
And not only that,
It's an outrage.
she's a basic woman.
She wears hot pants and miniskirts?
I look at her eyes and face. I didn't notice the rest.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You don't look at her and say, boy, I wish I was on top of her?
Are you crazy?
Come on, seriously.
No.
You never thought of Johnny's wife as a gorgeous
Never.
woman? Never. You
As
look
a gorgeous
at Johnny's
woman,
wife.
yes.
Yes.
But as a sex object, no.
Never. You
No.
never said, hey, I wonder what it'd be like to sleep with
No,
Johnny's
that's
wife.
my friend's wife. No.
Really?
Yeah, Cliff Robinson's wife, I felt that way about.
You did? Okay,
That's-
right.
Yeah.
Well, he's not your friend.
No, I don't hang out with him. In
No.
fact, I seen him on an airplane once, and I got off because I figured if he could read my mind, he's going to crash the plane.
At 70 years old, do you still excite yourself and take care of your own business, or you only have sex with your wife?
I don't know exactly what you're saying.
I think you know what I mean.
No,
You know,
talk
when you're in your hotel
parallels,
room.
and you haven't got a mount.
I'm talking about masturbation.
Masturbation?
Yes, still at 70?
You asked me if
yes,
I
at 70 years old, do you?
Well, it's something you can't send out for, isn't it?
No, of course not. That's something you don't talk about, right?
Well, not on our first date.
Okay, I got you. All right, I have to know you better. So now let's get
wait
back.
a minute. You were going to ask about,
About
the
your
women
marriage. Now, I'm curious.
in the break.
So here you were married.
Yeah.
All right? The
Yeah.
life of Buddy Hackett, if you will.
Yeah.
Ever written a book about the life of Buddy Hackett?
I don't write books.
Okay. You don't want to kiss and tell?
I wrote 2 books, one on golf and one of poetry.
Right, but not a book about your life.
No, I never will.
Why is that? People would be interested.
Yes, but you got to keep some things for yourself.
All right, something's private.
Maybe I'm just selfish that way.
All right, so here you are, a married man. You're going through, you certainly remain faithful to your wife, and then something goes wrong in the marriage. I believe it's that you became tempted by the business, by the power. Buddy Hackett suddenly, the guy who never got sex when he was young and this kind of thing, and now every woman wants you.
How long was he married when the breakup occurred?
Yeah, Caesar's
33
showgirl.
years.
33 years.
33
31 to 33, somewhere.
Can you
in there.
imagine after 31 years, a breakup in the marriage?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
No, and then I said Caesar's had something to do with our getting back together.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Now, wait a second. So you break up and then you go out and look for dates, right?
No.
You do not?
No.
You're not interested in I don't believe this.
I was,
Why wouldn't you date?
because I was in terrible pain. And
Really? Over the marriage?
I wanted to be back. And not only that, I believed we would be back. And I moved out of the house.
Yes.
And I went to live in Aspen, Colorado.
Right.
And I stayed there. And not only that, my lawyer said, well, do you want to have trial separation? I said, for what? He said, that's the way you regulate the funds. I said, no. She never had an allowance. She never had
She had full control of your money.
She could sign 3 checks and own everything I owned in the
Right.
world.
Same thing with my wife.
Okay,
That's why I
so-
have to kick her out of the house. So she kicked you out of the house. Isn't that correct? She kicked you out.
Nobody kicks me anywhere.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. But she asked you to leave.
No, she told me she was leaving. And I said, please stay here. I can travel easier than you can.
Oh, that was very nice of you.
You're a decent man.
Next.
You're a good man.
Next.
I think he's a good man.
I'm in Aspen after 2 years, and there's
no contact between you and your wife for 2 years.
Sure,
Oh, there
all
is.
the time.
But you're in Aspen.
Yeah, but yeah.
And she dates or no? She doesn't date either.
No.
After 31 years, she had nothing.
Not only that, I don't ask.
You don't want to know she dated.
It's not my business, is it?
Really? Well, it is. You're the husband.
Yeah,
It would drive me
look,
crazy.
Here's the next part.
And where was Burl? Was he trying to hone in on your woman? No.
What did he have to do?
I don't know. I don't know if he was involved. I'm just fishing.
I wouldn't
Mr.
even
Guy-
I don't have lunch with him. Why?
All right, take it easy.
You really don't like him.
You don't like
I
Milton
didn't
Burl.
say that.
All right, so wait a second. So here you are. Go ahead. Yes?
Okay, so now she's hanging out with other women who are separated, broken up, divorced. That's how they gravitate.
It's a group. They hang out
Did
together.
she
Maybe.
join
All the
one of
yentas.
those groups like ladies?
It's a yentas group.
Where they sit around and talk about their
My
husbands?
wife is not a yenta.
She's not a yenta?
No, my wife is a very classy woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Never gossips.
You know,
Well-
if you're trying to get under my skin, you're going to do
I
it.
am?
Yeah,
I
don't
am?
say that about my wife.
Oh, no, I don't know
Okay.
your wife.
Okay.
I would never get under your skin.
No, that's
man.
not healthy.
Oh,
He knows
did you
karate.
hit a chord
No, I'm
there?
saying it was like a yenta group. You know what I'm saying? Where
No,
it was around the yentas.
no, they were just women.
All
people
right.
who needed support
I don't
from
know
each
your
other.
wife. I wouldn't insult you.
Well, why can't we call it a support group in general?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so
A little cold moment there for a second.
You were doing so well.
I was doing pretty good with him, too. Yeah.
So-
I guess I'm not going to be left anything. Go ahead, yeah?
So now I meet this guy, and he comes over to me in Aspen. He says, "I'm going to be representing your wife in a divorce." I said, "We're not getting divorced, and if we were, she wouldn't need a lawyer."
Wow.
So he said, "She's entitled to her own representation." I said, "Only if I want to beat her for something. She only has to leave me out of what the family owns, a black suit, a white shirt, and a tie, maybe 3 shirts, and I'll go out and duplicate what I already have, and she could have the rest."
Because you would have given her everything.
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 Right.
That's what you
Of
said to her.
course.
She doesn't need a lawyer.
Because not only
she
that,
has everything.
all she's going to do with the money is give it away anyway.
Really?
Yeah, she's that way. Yeah.
She's an amazing woman.
Yes. So he says,
Wow.
"I'm going to represent her." I said, "I'm going to tell you one thing. She could have anything she wants, but you ain't going to get a dime." He said,
Really?
"Are you threatening me?" I said, "This is the closest to death you ever been in your life."
Really?
Yeah.
Because you could have given karate right there.
That ain't the way you do it.
Okay, go ahead.
So
So,
I got called from Caesars,
yes.
and
He hates
To come-
lawyers as much as I do.
to come
by the
to
way.
work.
Yeah.
I said, "I can't come. I'm not feeling good." They said, "The 60 guys are coming down." There's 60 guys that come to see me when I'm there.
But what happened to the
Wait,
dating?
let
But
me-
what happened to the
I'm
dating?
going to finish this.
All right,
now.
all right.
Now,
Take it
you
easy.
can-
Take it easy. No one's saying anything.
No, I know you
Calm
like
down.
to jump in. You keep thinking you're losing the show, but I'm making the show.
No, but I want to know about the girls you
Wouldn't
dated.
you like to have one day where it's interesting?
Didn't you? Didn't you? No, come on. What about the girls you dated?
I'll get to it.
All right, take it easy. Go
So,
ahead.
I called Caesars. I said, "I can't come down to work." And I speak to Henry, the boss, and he said, I said, "Let me talk to Mario." So I tell Mario the story. Mario, first time I ever heard him sympathetic, he said, So the next few days, Sherry called me and said, "Do you know a lawyer named so-and-so?" I said, "I think I met him." She said, "Did you have him thrown out of a window?" I said, "No, I don't know anything about the window business." I said, "Ask your son. Maybe your son is angry about it because he still hangs out with those people. He lives in Las Vegas. I don't know. All the guys I knew in the wildness business."
The lawyer was thrown out of the window?
Well, the police said to me, "How was he thrown out of a window?" That's what he said happened to him. You know, he didn't.
He wasn't thrown out of a window. He was?
They said there was no building within a mile of where he fell out of a window.
Oh, I see.
So that's
He fell,
what-
that's all.
That's what happened.
Right, he fell.
He fell, and he fell on a lot of Louisville sluggers.
Really?
Anyway, whew,
Wow.
so that's this.
Mr. Hackett kicked his ass, right?
I don't know
I
what
don't know what
he's
he did.
saying.
I don't know what exactly
I
he
just
did.
don't think
Somebody-
you want to be on his wrong side.
No.
Somebody did.
You're a tough guy.
No,
You are
You
a
have
tough
friends?
guy. You have friends.
I live on a fringe.
Yeah. All right, so wait a second. Now, wait a second. So you get back
You know-
with your wife because she shows up at Caesars to see the show.
You know
Mario?
Mo Dalitz? Did you know who Mo Dalitz was?
No.
Mo Dalitz was the godfather of Las Vegas. He's dead now. I wouldn't be telling you.
Right.
And all the people. He was 93, died of kidney failure, and he was on dialysis. And we were at another guy, Ash, his funeral, and Mo in a wheelchair called me over. And he was the first one who booked me at the Desert Inn in 1952.
Yeah.
It was my first time in Las Vegas, and he called me down, and I went down, and he did his humor. He said, "When we found out you were funny, the world lost a great hoodlum." And I wear that with pride.
Wow.
I'm so happy to have that. You know?
Man, listen to what's going on. I'm a little nervous.
Okay, you want to hear a great story about Las
No,
Vegas?
I want to hear about the women you dated. Now, you went out on dates when you and your wife were briefly separated.
Yeah.
For 2 years. You went out on dates.
Well, 3.5
So
years.
didn't you get young girls? Did you ever get a young girl during that period of time?
I don't think they were kind of old.
They were?
Yeah.
Oh, that's no kind of story.
I'll tell you how I knew they were old.
How?
They tipped.
Really? That was nice. All right, listen. Buddy Hackett is here. I want to thank him for coming in. I think this was exciting to have you here, personally.
Yeah. I mean, I'm through now, huh?
Don't you think?
Well, it's 8:30 in the morning. I got a whole day in front of me.
Now he doesn't know what to do.
Now he doesn't know what to do.
When people get up for the show, we wind up entertaining them.
We end up ruining them. Yeah.
Maybe I can go over to the old Godfrey building and see if the ghost is there and I'll chat with him.
No, seriously.
Yeah, I had a good time coming.
Did you have a good time? What do you think of me? You think I'm a talented guy, don't you? You think I'm really good, don't you? This is the best damn interview you ever had. Better than all the years on Johnny Carson.
The best I ever had was William B. Williams.
No.
There was nobody.
Come on.
There was no one could bring more out of me than he could.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I kept you going. I kept you moving. I kept your stories cooking.
On radio,
you're hurting me.
You're third. On radio, you're third.
Godfrey, William B. Williams, and then me?
No, Willie B. Williams was the best.
And then Godfrey.
Godfrey didn't. No, Godfrey for something else.
So who was second?
I don't know, but you might be second. But I figured there were so many in 40, 45 years that
really
there had to be another. But outstanding in my mind is always Willie B. He could.
But I'm a genius, aren't I? I'm a genius at my craft,
don't know.
aren't
What's
I?
your IQ?
Am I a genius at my craft? Seriously, is there anyone better at it than me?
My IQ is 159. What's yours?
It's probably very average. I'm afraid to take it.
So
I don't mean a genius that way.
And
I'm a
Jill
genius.
St. John is 161.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But I'm a genius, aren't I?
At what?
At what I do. I'm making people laugh.
You didn't even start to do it yet. You got so much.
All right, he doesn't want to say.
Ask me this question 10 years from now.
Who's more brilliant, myself or, let's say, Lenny Bruce?
You.
Thank you. All right, that's all I needed. Okay, fine.
Lenny.
What was Lenny?
You want to know about Lenny? We lived together.
Really?
You did?
Oh, sure.
I didn't know that.
As man and wife or just as friends?
No, friends.
Oh, as friends. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I first met Lenny's mother. We were working together in...
Sally Marr.
At that time, she was Sally Marcella.
Okay.
And we were working for a guy named Bill Marino in Mama Marino's Lodge in Fairfield, Connecticut.
And you saw Lenny taking drugs?
Right.
Huh?
Right. You're way
Always jump ahead.
You're way ahead. This is 1945.
No drugs at that point.
1945. There was no Lenny at that time.
Right, nothing.
No. Sally and I, she was the comedian.
Right.
Me and her were comedians and worked with a guy named Gene Greer.
Right.
And we're each getting $45 a week and a place to sleep.
Was Sally funny?
Yeah, she was kind of funny.
Really?
Yeah. She hadn't quite found herself, and she said to me, my son is getting out of the merchant marine. He wants to get started in show business. Could you help him? I said, could I help him? I'm making $45.
Yeah, how can I help
Who can I help?
Right.
I can help him wax a car. What
Right.
can I do, you know? So she said, well, at least you're honest. I said, but I'll be his friend. She says, gee, that's really nice. So he was only a couple years younger than I, so we got to be friends and we hung out and
Yeah.
I babysat his career for a while and introduced him to Marvin Worth and Arnie Sultan, who we all went to high school together. Now, do you know who they were?
No, but you didn't think Lenny was funny, did you?
Did I think he was funny?
Yeah.
I didn't think he earned all the acclaim he's gotten being a martyr.
Right.
But I think eventually he created some very, very funny things.
Right.
Not only that, he knew what to take from where.
Right. Okay. Well, there it is. That's
So
a
he
good
had
assessment.
potential.
Yeah. It's potential. Potential. Just like me.
Who knows what he would have done if he hadn't destroyed himself?
Yeah, no. You know what he'd be doing? He'd be sitting there with, what's his name?
Who? Richard Pryor?
No, he'd be sitting there with, I can't think of the guy's name. Who's
Joe Ansys.
No, who's the guy who did like all those Lenny Bruce things? Mort Sahl. He'd be sitting with Mort Sahl somewhere. They'd be arguing who was funny.
I saw Mort Sahl at the Copacabana, and he did two jokes that were hilarious, and I only remember one.
Yeah.
But one was, he said he was in the hospital, and he was praying to God after he already rang for everybody else.
Sounds good.
That's funny, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that is good.
Yeah.
Buddy Hackett, September 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the Westbury Music Fair. You have to go see him. He does a pretty wild stand-up
You know,
act.
one other person I want to ask him about.
Oh.
What?
Richard Pryor.
Well, Richie was very, very young when I met him, and I asked him to come to my house, and I lived in a kind of large house in New Jersey then, and he came and stayed for a few days, and I was discussing theory of comedy with him, almost like it's
Like a science. Yeah.
like mathematics of some kind. And he says, where's the funny stuff? I said, the funny stuff is locked up inside of you, and these things are like keys, how to open those inner doors to make them come out.
You're like a Yoda of comedy.
Yeah,
People
you
come
go to
you.
Buddy and then you come out funny.
Yeah, hey, buddy, help me out, huh, pal? Yeah, go ahead.
And I tried to teach him about talking tangent to the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And Then one time he was on Joey Bishop's show years and years later. And we were at Joey's house after the show, and Richard said, I think I got it.
Yeah, he sure did.
He sure did.
Yeah, he did. Man, Buddy's like Buddha.
Yeah.
Buddy Buddha. It's not Buddy Hackett.
It's Buddha. It's not Buddy.
You're like Buddha.
Buddha
People go
Hackett.
to you. They go to Buddha Hackett. Maybe your real name is Buddha Hackett.
Joey called me that.
He did?
Joey told the audience that I'd ask him to do something, and he said, if he didn't do it, I would go sit naked on his lawn, and people would burn incense in my lap.
Buddy Hackett's a cool guy, huh?
Yeah.
I like him. And it went real well with him, except when I almost pissed him off about his wife.
Yeah.
When I called her a
His
yenta.
wife.
That's right. But I wasn't calling her a yenta.
I know you weren't,
I don't even know her.
but you were bordering.
I was. I was close. I was close to really getting you mad. That was good. But no Louisville Slugger for me, okay? Take it easy. All right, so everyone go see Buddy Hackett September 3rd, 4th, and 5th at Westbury Music Fair. We're going to go.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. And your son Sandy Hackett as well.
Oh,
will
Sandy,
be there.
Sandy, yeah, I'm going to have it a little tough going on after him, I'm going to tell you something.
Oh, come on.
Because
Yeah.
most of the young people in the audience, you would think that at my age I'm drawing older people, but I get people 16, 17, kind of Little Mermaid and things like that, and
Right.
the HBO specials. I think I'm more cultish now than I am really a big hit or something like that.
I don't know about that. You get real dirty like all the young comics, so that's cool.
I don't.
Yes,
I
you
don't
do.
use anything arbitrarily.
Well, believe me, I'll be the judge of that. All right, so Buddy Hackett, and we want to thank you for coming in, and we'll be back right after these words.